How's it going, metalheads, and welcome back to another video. This is another live show review. I know I just did one, well, it came out today as I'm filming this, but you'll see this tomorrow. But yeah, I just got back from seeing Sepultura on their farewell tour, featuring Exodus, Biohazard, and Tribal Gaze. So I'm going to tell you about what I saw, basically. And yeah, let me preface this by saying this was a really good time. Like a really good time. I did not expect to have this much fun. I really only went to see Exodus, and also Sepultura, but Exodus mostly because they've been on my bucket list for a while. They're one of my favorite bands. I've never been the biggest Sepultura fan. I like a lot of their hits, you know, from Arise and Chaos AD and stuff like that, but I've never been the biggest fan of them, especially like in the Derek Green era. I couldn't tell you a whole lot of songs from that era, but I had a lot of fun at this show, so let me start at the beginning. I missed Tribal Gaze's set. I had work before. The show started at 6:30. I got off work about at 6:50, so I had to then drive over there. So I missed the entirety of Tribal Gaze's set. But that's all right, because I had seen them before. They're an awesome band. And because I missed their set, I ended up picking up this hat to support them, just because, you know, I missed their set and still wanted to support them because they're an awesome band. I did see them on the Cattle Decapitation tour when they played with Frozen Soul. And that was really cool. But yeah, I did miss their set, but I got this cool hat out of it. I'm just going to put this on for the video. But yeah, next up was Biohazard. I got there probably like in the middle of Biohazard set. I'm not the biggest Biohazard fan. I'd heard of them before, obviously, and you know, I listened to them a little bit, but they were pretty cool. They definitely got the crowd moving a lot more than I was used to, because the place I saw them at the Ogden, there's, you know, a lot of places there's like barriers in the way to make it, you know, like you can only have one pit, but at the Ogden, the sound is like way in the back, and so there's just like people like nuts to butts the entire way, so there was like 3 pits going on, which was pretty cool. And I was down there, and then I went and checked out the merch, and that's when I got this hat. I checked out Exodus's stuff. I would have gotten an Exodus tour shirt, but it was the Goliath cover, and I don't like that album, so I decided not to. Might as well save the money, you know, spend it on something better. But yeah, after that, Exodus was on, and despite them touring on Goliath, they only played 2 songs from it, which I thought was nice, because I don't really like that album, and they played a lot of good stuff. The last 3 songs, they played A Lesson in Violence, and then A Toxic Waltz, and then Strike of the Beast, which I think is like one of the heaviest 3 song sequences I've ever seen live. Just beat the shit out of everybody. There was at least 3 pits going on during Exodus as well, and during Exodus I went up on top. They have 2 floors in the Ogden, and I went up on top so I could get a better vantage point, because I couldn't get it in the front. There were already people like lined up, so it was pretty awesome. A bucket list band for me to see Exodus, and that was pretty cool. And then Sepultura came on to end the night. They played a really cool set. They opened with some stuff from Beneath the Remains. I think they played stuff off like 9 different albums and releases. They played some stuff off their new EP, definitely off of Arise, some KSAD stuff, and then some Derek Green stuff. But yeah, overall, really good set. I didn't expect to enjoy it as much as I did. I did sit down for a lot of Sepultura set, because I've been walking a lot today. I walked to work. I went out for a walk before work. I walked to the store. So I did almost 20,000 steps today, and by that point my legs were hurting, so I sat down for a lot of it, but I did stand up for the good ones, namely Dead Embryonic Cells. I stood up for that one. That was a pretty fun one to jam with people around me. We were bouncing even though we were in the top. And then Arise hit really hard. We were all just moshing. Even on the top floor, we were like running into each other and stuff. It was super fun. And then they ended with Roots, Bloody Roots. Always a good song. They had Biohazard out to play a song with them. It was pretty cool. And yeah, so overall, super good show, and I really enjoyed it. I did not expect to enjoy Sepultura as much as I did, but yeah, definitely worth seeing if it's coming to your town. And yeah, with that, I hope you're all doing well. Have a nice day. See ya.